in the quiet heart of a sun-drenched savanna, where the tall sugarcane fields swayed like a sea of silver green, and where the earth carried the gentle thud of wandering giants, a little elephant was about to learn a lesson he would never forget. This is the story of a naughty baby elephant, a stolen snack, and the world's funniest attempt at hiding. The day begins with soft golden light spilling over the wide African plains. Birds circle lazily in the sky, calling out to one another. The breeze brushes through acacia trees, carrying the scent of warm soil and fresh leaves. A herd of elephants moves calmly across the landscape, majestic adults, playful juveniles, and in the middle of them all, a tiny, round, baby elephant named Tumbo. Tumbo was smaller than others his age, but what he lacked in size, he made up for in curiosity. His eyes were bright, his ears flapped like excited flags, and his nose, his tiny trunk, never stopped moving. He was the kind of elephant who always found adventure, even when no one else was looking for it. As the herd grazed peacefully, Tumbo's nose caught something unusual, a smell that was sweeter than grass, more tempting than fruits, and definitely more exciting than the bark he usually chewed. He stopped, sniffed the air, sniffed again. Sugarcane. His tiny eyes widened, sparkling with excitement. He looked left. He looked right. The adults were busy. No one was watching him. And that's when Tumbo made a decision, a bold one. He tiptoed away. Now, elephants are not built for tiptoeing, but Tumbo tried. His feet made soft thuds on the ground, his ears bobbed with every step, and his little tail swished like he was trying to fly. Soon, he reached the edge of the sugarcane field. Before him stood tall stalks, green and thick, filled with sweet juice. For Tumbo, it was like finding a secret treasure chest. Tumbo took one deep breath, then lunged. He wrapped his tiny trunk around the nearest sugarcane stalk and tugged with all his might. It didn't move. He tugged again. Still no luck. Then, using his whole body, feet, head, trunk, he pushed and pulled until the stalk finally snapped. He fell backward with a soft thud, but he didn't care. He had the sugarcane, and the moment he tasted it, sweetness bursting inside his mouth, he let out the happiest rumble any elephant could make. He grabbed another, and another, and another. Soon, he was in the middle of a full-blown sugarcane feast. He chewed loudly. He chewed proudly. He chewed like a tiny king who had conquered a kingdom of sweets. But Tumbo forgot something important. Humans worked in this sugarcane field. 2 workers arrived at the field's edge. They expected to check crops, maybe fix fences, but what they found instead left them speechless. There, standing among half-bent sugarcane stalks, was a baby elephant happily munching like he owned the place. One worker whispered, "Do you see that?" The other whispered, "How can I not? He's eating half the field." Tumbo froze. His ears stopped flapping. His jaw stopped chewing. His trunk stopped mid-air. Then he slowly turned his head and saw the humans staring directly at him. His eyes widened. His tiny mouth dropped open. He looked exactly like a child caught stealing candy. Tumbo panicked. He looked around. There was nowhere to run, no bushes to hide behind, no fallen logs, no tall rocks. And then he spotted it, a wooden pole, thin, straight, absolutely useless for hiding. But Tumbo was a baby elephant, and in that moment he truly believed it would work. He hurried toward it, his feet clumsily kicking up dust. He pressed his entire body against the pole, convinced that if he couldn't see the humans, they couldn't see him. He positioned his head behind the thin pole. He pulled his trunk tightly against his chest. He squeezed his eyes shut. To any observer, the sight was unforgettable. A giant round baby trying to hide behind something thinner than his own leg. The workers stared. One finally whispered, Is he really trying to hide?" The other nodded. "Yes. Yes, he is." Tumbo stood completely still, not moving, not breathing loudly, just waiting for the danger to passive. The humans tried not to laugh, but they couldn't help it. His attempt was the most adorable stealth mode in history. His entire body, his belly, his legs, his back was fully exposed. Only his face was tucked behind the pole, as if that alone could make him invisible. The workers slowly stepped forward. One said softly, "Little one, we can still see you." Tumbo opened one eye, then the other. He realized the truth. They were still looking at him. He tried to press himself even tighter against the pole, wriggling like a giant potato trying to turn invisible. But nothing worked. The humans laughed gently, not mocking, but amused, touched by his innocence. Instead of chasing him away, the workers took calm, careful steps. They understood that baby elephants could get scared easily. One worker whispered, "It's okay, little one. We're not angry." Tumbo peeked again. His ears drooped. His guilt was overflowing. He slowly stepped out from behind the pole, trunk hanging low like a child lowering his head after being caught red-handed. He walked forward hesitantly, stopping a few feet away. He didn't know what the humans would do, but he hoped maybe, just maybe, they would forgive him. What happened next surprised Tumbo. The workers smiled. One knelt down. The other gently extended a hand. "You little thief," one said softly. "You just wanted something sweet, didn't you?" Tumbo let out a tiny rumble, the elephant version of a nervous giggle. The humans didn't shout. They didn't scare him. They understood. Animals do not steal for greed. They steal for hunger, curiosity, or innocence. One worker snapped a photo, capturing the exact moment Tumbo hid behind the pole. A moment that would later melt thousands of hearts online. But for Tumbo, the moment was simply this. He was forgiven. The workers gently guided Tumbo out of the field and back toward the open plains. His herd wasn't far. They had already noticed his absence. An adult female elephant, most likely his mother, came rumbling forward, touching her trunk to his head in relief. Tumbo leaned against her leg, embarrassed but safe. As they walked away, the workers waved. "Stay out of trouble, little guy. Or at least find a bigger hiding spot next time." The adults didn't understand the words, but Tumbo did understand the tone. Warm, forgiving, affectionate. Later, the picture of Tumbo hiding behind the thin wooden pole spread across the world. People laughed, people smiled. People replayed the innocence of animals in a way that reminded them of childhood. The caption read, "Caught stealing sugarcane, still thinks he's invisible," and hearts melted everywhere. Sometimes, it takes a little elephant and a badly chosen hiding spot to remind us of something simple and beautiful. Innocence still exists, playfulness still lives, and even the smallest, naughtiest creature deserves kindness. Tumbo did not become a legend because he stole sugarcane. He became a legend because he tried to hide behind the thinnest hole in the savanna and believed with all his heart that it would work.